They had expected fear. That was the first mistake. The chamber of the Galactic Council floated in perfect silence, a ring of luminous species seated in tiers that curved like the inside of a star. Worlds older than civilizations, empires spanning hundreds of systems, intellects that measured time in millennia, all of them watched the single blue hologram, rotating at the center, Earth, a minor planet, a recently discovered one, classified as a developing death world with high environmental volatility and unpredictable native life forms, the kind of place advanced species usually observe from a distance or quietly removed. The Vrath Dominion had chosen the latter. "You attacked Earth?" the council speaker asked, its voice echoing across every mind in the chamber. The Vrath representative straightened, its chitinous limbs gleaming with pride. A routine pacification. Their species had begun transmitting beyond their system. It was only a matter of time before they became a threat. A ripple of unease passed through the chamber. "Routine," the speaker repeated carefully. "You deployed a full-strike fleet." "Of course," the Vrath said. "Deathworlders are notoriously resilient. We ensured overwhelming force." "And the outcome?" another counselor asked. A being of living light whose tone flickered with concern. The Vrath hesitated. "Just for a moment." That was the second mistake. "We encountered resistance." A low murmur spread. Resistance was expected. That wasn't the problem. The problem was the hesitation. "How many of their defense platforms did you neutralize?" the speaker pressed. "None." The chamber went completely still. "Explain." The Vrath's mandibles clicked, a sound that now carried something unfamiliar. Uncertainty. There were no orbital defenses, no planetary shields, no unified command structure. Their world appeared unprepared. "And yet," the speaker said, "and yet our first wave never reached the surface." The hologram shifted. Now it showed Vrath warships, sleek, black, precise, descending through Earth's atmosphere. Then it showed them breaking apart. Not from weapons, not from missiles or energy beams, from impact. One ship spiraled into the ocean after colliding with a metal cylinder, launched from the ground. Another vanished in a blossom of fire after entering a storm system. A third simply lost control, its systems overwhelmed by something unseen. "They used their weather," a counselor whispered. "They weaponized it," another corrected. The Vrath representative forced composure. "Primitive tactics, chaotic, inefficient, but effective." "What about your second wave?" the speaker asked. "We adapted," the Vrath said quickly. "We deployed ground forces." The hologram changed again. Now it showed Vrath soldiers, towering, armored, bred for conquest, advancing through forests, cities, deserts. At first it looked like a massacre. Then the footage slowed. A human soldier, bleeding, dragging himself behind cover, only to rise again minutes later. Another, outnumbered, luring Vrath troops into a narrow street before collapsing a building on top of them. Small groups, no central coordination, no apparent strategy. And yet the Vrath numbers kept dropping. "They don't fight like a unified species," a counselor observed. "No," the speaker said quietly. "They fight like individuals." "And that makes them unpredictable," another added. "Worse," the Vrath admitted. "It makes them relentless." The footage shifted again. This time it wasn't soldiers. It was civilians. Humans with no armor, no enhancements, no formal training, picking up weapons, improvising traps, using vehicles, tools, anything they could find. "They shouldn't be participating," a counselor said, disturbed. "They don't differentiate," the Vrath replied. "To them, this is survival. Every individual becomes part of the defense." "And morale?" the speaker asked. The Vrath didn't answer immediately. Instead, the hologram showed intercepted human communications, voices shouting, laughing, crying. "Hold the line," one repeated. "They're not invincible," another voice said. Then one message echoed louder than the rest. "If we're going down, we're taking them with us." "They are enthusiastic," the Vrath said finally, the word sounding wrong in its mouth. "That is not enthusiasm," the speaker replied. "That is defiance." Silence spread again, heavier this time. "Your third wave," the speaker prompted. The Vrath's posture stiffened. "We escalated." The hologram darkened. "Orbital bombardment, precision strikes, Entire regions lit up with controlled devastation. Cities vanished under calculated fire. Infrastructure crumbled. From orbit, it looked decisive, efficient, final. For a brief moment, the chamber believed the outcome had turned. Then the feed shifted. Smoke cleared. Ruins settled. Humans moved. They crawled out of shattered buildings. They rose from beneath debris. They regrouped in the wreckage of their own cities. And they kept fighting. They adapt too quickly, the Vrath said. And now there was no hiding the strain in its voice. Every tactic we deploy becomes less effective. They learn with each engagement. Of course they do, a counselor murmured. They are a death world species. But more than that, another added, they are cooperative under pressure. They share information rapidly, the speaker said. And they innovate, the Vrath continued. Even in chaos. The hologram displayed crude human modifications, vehicles turned into weapons, communication systems reconfigured, alien debris repurposed into tools of war. They are using your own technology, a counselor noted. Yes, the Vrath said quietly. Against us. A long silence followed. You underestimated them, the speaker said at last. The Vrath lowered its gaze. Yes. The hologram flickered again, as if hesitating to reveal what came next. Show us the outcome, the speaker commanded. The Vrath complied. What appeared was not victory. It was something far worse. Vrath ships, retreating, not in formation, not in discipline. They were fleeing. The image shocked the chamber into stillness. Warships that had conquered systems now scattered like frightened animals, engines burning at unsafe limits as they tried to escape Earth's gravity well. What is this? The speaker asked slowly. Our withdrawal, the Vrath said. You retreated, a counselor said, disbelief sharpening every word. We were forced to reassess, the Vrath replied, though the explanation sounded thin even to itself. By a pre-warp civilization? Another counselor demanded. They are not what their classification suggests, the Vrath answered. No, the speaker said. They are not. The hologram zoomed outward. Earth shrank into a blue sphere, then into a distant light. And then something new appeared. Movement beyond their planet. Small vessels, crude, asymmetrical, clearly not part of any standardized fleet, drifting into space. At first they seemed insignificant. Then the data overlays appeared. These are not satellites, a counselor said. No, the Vrath confirmed. They are ships. That's impossible. They lack faster-than-light capability. They did, the Vrath corrected. The chamber grew tense. Explain. They recovered fragments of our technology, the Vrath said. From wreckage, from downed ships, from the battlefield itself. And they learned. A pause. How long? The speaker asked. The Vrath's voice dropped. Less than one of their planetary cycles. Shock rippled through every tier of the council. That rate of adaptation is not natural, someone whispered. It is now, the speaker said. The hologram displayed human vessels accelerating, unstable, imperfect, but undeniably breaking the limits they once had. They are leaving their system, a counselor said quietly. Yes, the Vrath replied. And heading where? The Vrath did not answer immediately, because they all already knew. The hologram zoomed further out, tracing the paths of those crude human ships as they pushed beyond the edges of their home system. Their trajectories were uneven, their formations loose, but their direction was unmistakable. Outward, toward the stars, toward everyone. They are transmitting, the Vrath said. The speaker leaned forward. Play it. The chamber dimmed as the signal filled the space. Static cracked, then stabilized into something clear. Astonishingly clear for a species that had only just stepped beyond its world. A human voice spoke, calm, steady, unafraid. You came to our home and tried to wipe us out. No distortion, no hesitation. We survived. A faint shift in tone, harder now, sharper. Now we're coming to talk. The chamber remained frozen. Then the final line came. And we're bringing everything we learned. The transmission ended. Silence followed, deeper than any before it. No one moved. No one spoke. For the first time in recorded council history, uncertainty spread not from ignorance, but from understanding. They are not declaring war, a counselor said slowly. No, the speaker replied. They are announcing arrival. Another pause. And we gave them the reason, someone added. The speaker's form dimmed slightly, as if the weight of realization had physical mass. You attacked Earth? It said again, softer now. The Vrath lowered its head completely. Yes. A long silence passed before the speaker answered. Then we are no longer dealing with a developing species. The hologram still showed those ships. Pushing forward, learning as they moved, evolving in real time. We are facing something far more dangerous, the speaker continued. Something that does not forget. The chamber lights dimmed further as the projection expanded, marking the estimated paths of human expansion, dozens of systems. Then hundreds, not because they had the strength of empires, but because they had the will to become one, and they had been given the perfect reason to try.